In the following video, meet Melanie Kirby, a seasoned beekeeper who will shed light on the concept of bottom supering, also known as undersupering. She will discuss how this method is particularly beneficial in northern climates. By strategically placing honey supers underneath the existing stack of boxes, Melanie explains how bees can efficiently store honey closer to the brood nest, optimizing the honey storage process.
When you start to see the goldenrod come in, you can do what's called undersupering. And actually, we do undersupering for anything. When our top box gets full of honey, we don't put the empty super on top of it. We lift that and put it underneath because the bees can find that faster than having to go through a ceiling of honey, right? And then what happens is all that late summer and early fall pollen, they can actually store in that bottom box. So then as they cluster up, right, because they don't want to hang out at the bottom where there's going to be a lot of snow or what have you, cold air coming in, they're going to cluster up in the middle, and then they're rotating around throughout the cold months, eating that honey. And of course, if it's vertical system, they can go up however many boxes you left them. And then by the end of, winter and early spring, they start to come down and there's all this pollen stored in that bottom box for them to get a jump on brood rearing for that spring season. If you're in a horizontal system, if the combs are solid, the bees will have a hard time getting from comb to comb going down this way, right? Within a vertical system, and especially Langstroths in particular, you have these gaps where they can kind of go around every frame. But in a horizontal system, the only way they can travel is underneath. And so making sure that they have enough space to traverse and maybe even some little cut holes in your comb, because then as they rotate around this way, they can get through each comb and travel. I've seen it one too many times where the top bar was full of honey, and then come spring, you open it and the bees are over here dead and all the honey's over there and they just couldn't access it. And you can't really go in there and move it during the winter, right? It's cold. So trying to make little cutthroat holes, and you'll see it on Langstroth frames or these little cut holes in the corners of the frames. It's so bees can go through and get to the next comb over. So that's pretty critical.